What's going on, my beautiful people out there in the fragrance world? Welcome to PRScents. My name's Jose. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope life is treating you well. And I hope you've gotten some new fragrances, because I have, but it's been like a week and a half that I haven't gotten any fragrances, and I'm jonesing. Anyway, I was watching Ash on Gen Sense yesterday. Might have been today. I'm not sure. And he had, I think it was like 10 fragrances that are not blind buy worthy, that, and he had his opinions about each fragrance. And I'm like, wow, what do I have that I could recommend to you guys and say, these are not blind buy worthy? And I'm pretty sure that when I did the review of these 5 fragrances individually, I probably said something to that effect. And it made me think of my brother, because I went to visit him in New York a while back, and I took a whole bunch of fragrances that I thought he would like, and he hated all of them except for the freshies. He loved the freshies, but he did not like the deep dive kind of fragrances. So it made me think, what are 5 fragrances that I love that are not blind buy worthy? Or just take it, be cautious. Because you may not like these, and they may sound good on paper, and then you smell them and you might not like them. So if you want to know what they are, stick around. I'll see you in a second. All right, guys, so let's get into this thing. I have 5 fragrances here that I absolutely love, but you may buy them and then say, Jose, you're crazy. I hate it. And for that, I truly, truly apologize. But, these reviews that I give you are from my point of view. I try to keep it global, if you will, as far as the opinion's concerned. But if I don't like something, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. And there's a couple of you guys that are longtime viewers that know which ones I like and which ones I don't, and I don't even have to talk about it. But these I love, and I was trying to think from your perspective, would I enjoy them or not? Would you enjoy them or not? So, and I've got friends that say I hate these, so that's why I kind of picked them too. So let's start with the first one. Now, the first one is one that I really, really dig. It's gorgeous to me, but I have heard people like Curly Fragrance doesn't like the fragrance that this is inspired by. So I would imagine she probably wouldn't like this one either. And there's a couple of other women that have said, I don't like that one. So this one is by Fragrance World, and it is Ace of Spades. And this is inspired by Replicas by the Fireplace, Mason Margiela. And this one is very, very close to Replicas by the Fireplace. I have Ragba Wood Intense. I have Amir Al Oud Intense. And then I got this one because one of you guys told me that I should try it. And I have to say, this one is probably the closest to By the Fireplace that I have. It's really, really nice. But I think a lot of people may be, they may be off-put by that fire smoke kind of scent, the caramel, the sugar. It's a lot. But if you like this kind of profile, you're gonna love it. You really will. But again, go to Sephora and smell Replicas by the Fireplace. And if you like that one and don't want to pay the $100 and something that it costs, then you could get something like Ace of Spades. Okay, now this has got things like clove, pink pepper, juniper, chestnut, vanilla, cashmeran. Really nice ingredients in this one. It's longevity moderate. Okay, I get about 4 hours out of it, not a long time. This one I use a lot, for snuggling time. I love to snuggle with Brenda and watch a good movie, and I'll go spray this one just because I like it. So it's a low-key version of Replicas by the Fireplace. I think that one comes off a lot stronger. It's smoky yet sweet. It is sweeter than By the Fireplace, because By the Fireplace has a little sweetness to it. And then it has this woody vanilla kind of feel to it that is just gorgeous. So I really enjoy this one, but I would have to say, if I'm being honest, there probably will be a lot of people that don't like it. And I find that is probably more so the ladies in the house. Because I know there's fragrances that I love, and then I watch some of the reviewers talking about them, and they're like, my wife hates this, my friend, she hates this. And it's like, wow, why? But apparently a lot of women don't like things like ombre leather. They don't, whereas we find them awesome. They're like, oh, I hate that leather smell, things like that. So, that's kind of a thing. By the fireplace, I've seen a lot of women say they don't like it either. But I love it, so I'm just gonna keep on wearing it. So let's move on to the next one. Now this one is absolutely a non-blind buy worthy fragrance. You have got to smell this before you buy it, guys, because this is a totally different scent than anything you have smelled, probably, unless you're as crazy as me and you have like 3 different bottles by 3 different companies that mimic this. And this is by Paris Corner, and this is Killer Oud. This is inspired by Armaf Interlude Man. And I have literally, I've got about 3 or 4 different fragrance houses that make something like this. This is deep, guys. This is deep. This is, don't smell it right away because it's super, super peppery. Oh, this is, I always say, church in a bottle. Like, it literally is church in a bottle. I believe it has frankincense. Oh, this is the one that doesn't have frankincense, but it does have incense, oregano, and you smell that oregano right off the bat. Allspice, bergamot. It's not too citrusy. It's more on the oregano and allspice side. Incense, amber, labdanum, leather, sandalwood, oud, and patchouli. So it's a heavy, heavy fragrance. This is absolutely a fall-winter fragrance, probably more so winter and really cold weather. I find it cozy. I find it calming because it reminds me of church. Now, I'm not a religious person. I just remember church back in the day when my mom forced me to go to Catholic church. But this reminds me of that. I always say it reminds me of the priest, doing this with that canister that has the smoke that's coming out of it. That's what this reminds me of. It is not fresh. It's not like anything you've ever smelled. So if you want to take an adventure and, delve into the incense realm, this is a good one to try it with, but be warned, this is heavy, so you may not like it. I wrote notes like spicy incense, unique, mature, absolutely mature. Guys 17 to 25, you probably won't like this, but if you are and you have it and you love it, tell me, I want to know. Bold, not office safe whatsoever, and smoky. So when you figure that Armaf Interlude Man runs you about $170 to $200, and this, I think I got this for maybe like $35 to $40. This is a bargain, and to me, this smells so good. You got to get past the, that heavy beginning, but as it starts to dry down, it just blends all together really well, and it just smells phenomenal. So that's Paris Corner's Killer Oud. I would say, if you want to get brave and adventurous, try that one. Let's move on to the next one. Now, those of you who know me, as far as videos are concerned, I love this one, but I would imagine that there are a lot of people that don't and won't like it. So you probably have heard a lot of the hoopla, if you will, of this fragrance, and it is well worth it, but this is also not blind buy worthy. So either get well, let me tell you what it is first. This is by Lattafa, and this is Lattafa Oud For Glory. This is inspired by Oud For Greatness. I think this initials Oud For Greatness. They did a job as far as mimicking the bottle and the engraving and everything else. It's really, really nice looking. I've got 2 bottles of this because I love it so much, but you may not. This is very oudy. So if you've never tried oud, and all you like is the freshies, you might not like this one. But if you want to start getting into the ouds, and I have a video that I did maybe a year or 2 ago about oud. Oud is like a phenomenal kind of resin kind of thing, but the ramifications of farming oud and the cost of oud and everything else, it's really funny because it's like cocaine. It literally is like the amount of money they make for a kilo of oud is probably the same as what they make for a kilo of cocaine. I kid you not. It's just ridiculous. People get killed over oud. But this is beautiful. This is so good. This has got saffron, nutmeg, lavender, oud, patchouli, and musk. And the funny thing about this one is that in the mid, it has oud and patchouli. And then in the dry down, it has oud and patchouli and musk. So if you want to try oud, this is the way to go. This is unisex, but leans more male. This is absolutely fall winter kind of fragrance. You get a little smoky lavender rose in it, but not a lot, not a lot of rose at all. And you get a spicy woodiness to it as well. It is gorgeous. I really, I wear this as much as I can. Like, this is one of my go-tos in the fall and the winter because I love it that much. Now, their Badei Al Oud Amethyst, also really good. But either one of these, either you like dark fragrances or heavy fragrances, or you've smelled it on somebody else and you really liked it. But this is not blind buy worthy either because you may not enjoy it. For those of you that live in the US, I have seen this quite a bit at Burlington. So, keep that in mind. So the next one is an interesting one. Let's go to that one. Now this one, I absolutely adore. I went to Dillard's and they had two brand new Creed fragrances. Not the latest brand new Creed fragrance, which is Oud Zarian, I believe it's called. Before that, they came out with Centaurus, and then they came out with another one, which I can't remember the name to save my life, but I think that was more leaning female. Centaurus is a gorgeous scent. It is, to me, a cinnamon bomb. Absolutely, positively to be used in the fall and winter, maybe a cool spring, but definitely not in the summer. And I loved it. It's just its opening is beautiful and its dry down is gorgeous. And so I'm not paying $360 for a bottle of Creed. So I looked around and I found this one by Rayhaan. And this is Crimson. Okay? This is a very, very close interpretation of Creed Centaurus. Really, really close. I think it's a little bit more cinnamony. Cinnamony. Yeah, that. I think it's a little bit more of that because and spicy, because when you spray this, like, it goes up. Oh, it's just not horrible. It's a great smell, but you gotta, don't do that. But this has got cardamom, cinnamon, pink pepper as its opening notes. Benzoin, tonka bean, vanilla is when it dries down, and in the mid it has heliotrope and patchouli. So it is a little earthy, with a lot of cinnamon thrown on top of that. But as it starts to dry down, it gets so good. It really does. I mean, it's good at the beginning, but it gets even better in the dry down. It's smoky. It's slightly spicy, very warm, very cozy. I've got notes galore on this one. And I did not know that Rayhaan is a subsidiary of Rasasi. I didn't know that, but they are. I've got, it leans male. It's unisex, but leans male. Very spicy, warm, cinnamon, slightly sweet. Definitely does mimic Creed Centaurus really well. Spicy vanilla, cinnamon dried down, a little wet, earthy moss kind of feel that I get out of it, but I can't pinpoint what's doing that. Aside from the patchouli. And then slightly eucalyptus from the cardamom and the cinnamon mixture. It has a slight mintiness to it, but it's not. Some people may not even, smell that. I do. I smell a slight mintiness to it, and I have to believe it's from the cardamom and the cinnamon together that does that. but man, is this good. Projection, longevity on this thing is good. I get a good 4 to 6 hours with this one, which I don't normally get. The bottle is really, really pretty. And the scent is, like I said, just fabulous. It's awesome. So if you want to get into a Creed kind of feel with Centaurus, Rayhaan is the way to go. Dua does make one as well. I have that one. But I think it's called Century Centaur, something like that. But Rayhaan's version is much, much better, much better. So let's go on to the last one, which is a funny one. So let's do that one. So this one, hold on, I sprayed it. I love this fragrance, I really do. But my friend, I think I bought it from him for $20 because he hated it. And I think a lot of guys out there probably would hate it because it's rosy, okay? It's not amethyst rosy like Lattafa Oud amethyst, because that has that oud in the background that makes it manly. This one, I would say it's unisex, and it could be female or male. Like, it doesn't lean one way or the other. If I had to be honest, I would maybe say leans a little bit more female, but it's gorgeous. And the name of this one is Toy Boy, Moschino Toy Boy, right? Moschino or Moschino Toy Boy. And he hated this. He thought it was girly. He thought he was gonna buy it. The bottle is ridiculously like, there's a horror movie with this on it. So I think so, yeah. I saw something like that. But this is really, really nice. Yes, it is rosy, but the rose doesn't come off like a petal kind of rose. It's like a distilled rose. I don't know how to explain it. Like a milky rose, very soft and subtle kind of rose. This has got pink pepper, pear, Indonesian nutmeg, elemi, and elemi can be a little citrusy, bergamot, citrusy. Then the rose comes in the mid, clove, magnolia, flax, which gives it a little nutty kind of tone. And then as it starts to dry down, Haitian vetiver, cashmeran, sandalwood, silkolide, which is a musky amber, and then amber, some more amber on top of that. But what I get is just, where is it? Is it here? Yeah, I get a really nice powdery rose, like I said, but it's not like smash you in your face with rose. It's a subtle rose. It's really nice. Now, if you want to laugh of what people were doing back in the early 2000s, I think is when this came out, you should watch the Moschino Toy Boy commercial, because I don't know what they were thinking, but it's just like, there's a lot of leather. Let me just say that. There's a lot of leather, maybe a couple of motorcycles, and a lot of leather. And it's just a funny commercial. Like, I don't know what they thought of when they were doing the commercial for this. But is it nice? Yeah, I like it. But I would never, ever recommend this fragrance to go out and just buy it. I would always tell you, try it out first and see if you like it, because like I said, it's a different kind of rose. The makeup of this fragrance is very different from any fragrance I've ever smelled. Moschino Toy Boy, to me, is one of the most unique ones, where I haven't smelled anything like it after that. But I like it. I like its subtleness. Its performance is decent. I would say this is a versatile scent. You could wear this on not a super hot summer, but you could wear this during the summer, during the winter, during the fall, spring. Yeah, you can wear this one, and I think you might like it. But yeah, I would say on all of these, don't blind buy them. Try them first. And I actually did I see Rayhaan? For some reason or another, I want to say I saw Rayhaan at Burlington too, but I'm not 100% sure. It might have been a coffee day for me on that one, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, these are 5. And while I have you here, hold on. do not blind buy this. This is Alna Abied's leather. Don't blind buy it. It's, I just did a video of 5 fragrances I can't stand or I won't recommend. This is one of them because this is a horrible leather kind of fragrance. I did have a couple of people tell me I actually like it, and good for you. But that's my point, is that 50% of you may like it, 50% of you are gonna hate it. And I am part of the 50% haters club on this one. I just don't like it. I like Alna Abied, their fragrances, but I mean Lattafa's fragrances on that line, but man, that one just stinks. Assad Zanzibar stinks. Minister of Oud by French Avenue, is it, or Paris Corner? One of those two stinks. I just don't like them at all. So, you know, that's my opinion. But anyway, guys, I hope you found this entertaining and informational. If you did, please do me a favor. Please hit that like, comment, and subscribe. What are your... Give me one where you guys bought something and, you know, you blind bought it and then you absolutely, positively hated it. I may give these away. Like, I just... If there's... Okay, so here, let's do this. If there's any of you guys that like and have stayed this long and like... you actually do like Alna Abied leather, let me know. I'll pick one of you. Just say, hey, I like, you know, I'm a big fan of it. I'll pick one of you and I'll send it to you. Because I just can't, I don't even want it in my shelf. So that's the deal. So guys, as always, subscribe, hit that like button. It really helps me. I'm getting close to 7,000 or 8,000. I forget how many subscribers I have. I think it's 7,000. I'm getting close to 7,000. And yeah, I could really use your support. And as always, guys, you guys know what to do. You guys make sure that you be safe, you be loved. I will talk to you later. Salud.